You may be seated. All right, let's pick up where we left off at as we pick up this part 2 on the fire and desire. This is the condition that's required for success. This is the condition that's required for success. This is the condition that is required for success. I'm going to pick up 2 old verses for those who are back in the booth. I'm going to give some folks who maybe could be visiting today, and I want to welcome all those who are visiting for the very first time here at Live. God bless you. We thank God for you being here. Also, those who are probably watching us for the very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me give you 2 scriptures where we picked up at, and that's James 1, 13 through 15. James 1, 13 through 15. Let's go there real quick. James 1, 13 and 15. I got to get you to get a definition of what this whole desire means. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. Here's the good meat. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own what? Desire. So your desire draws you. You really want that house. You really want that car. You really want that spouse. You really want that business. Whatever it is, it draws you. One translation say it drags you. Almost it hooks up like a record truck and pull you on. You got to have a strong desire. Well, whatever God got for me, it's for me. See, that ain't no desire right there. See, that's willy-nilly. That's lukewarm. That ain't nothing. If it's for me, it's for me. Once again, that ain't no desire. You should feel some gravity. You should feel some pull on you, whatever it may be. I know the things that I've wanted in my life, I'm telling you, you just can't sleep. You want it that bad. And I mean straight up. I'm talking about car, house, man, woman. He be pulling me. Yep, that's a desire. It has to draw you. If it doesn't draw you, then that's not it. That's not it. I don't care if it's a business. I don't care if it's another job. If it's not pulling you, that's not it. James gives you the description. It draws you away by his own desires and is enticed. Verse 15 says, then when the desire has conceived, which means now that this desire, you actually can see yourself with it. Now that's how it happened. That's how it happened. When you desire something and you can see yourself with it. Remember, Jesus says that when you pray, believe you what? You already received it. See, when you can see yourself, I desire a new house when I can see myself walking in that house, when I can see myself opening that door, when I can see myself in my living room. Oh, now he says this. Then when desire has conceived, it gives birth. Now you can see yourself in a whole new life. I'm walking right now, but I can see myself driving that new car. Okay, it's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I'm telling you, it really is going to happen. He said, once it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it has full grown, it has now matured. You got it. That's how everything really happened. You see something you really want, you believe you already got it, and then you operate it like you have it. You really got it now. You really do got it. Though you ain't got it, you got it. And though you ain't got it, you about to get it. You got it? Really, that's how it happens. That's really how you walk by faith. That's it. But I already got it. I ain't believing it. I'm going to get it. I got it. And that lets God know I'm about to get it. So it must again become full grown. And then it brings forth. It'll manifest the very thing you so desire. Now let's get one more scripture before we move forward. That's 1 Corinthians 7:9. 1 Corinthians 7:9. Paul says, but if they cannot exercise self-control, let them marry. For it is better to marry than to burn with passion. Burn with passion. Passion simply means that you're on what? Fire. People say, well, I don't think I'm in love with this person anymore. Why? Because you saying what? Yeah, I ain't on fire no more. I'm cold as a frozen good in Kroger's. I'm not. I don't feel it anymore. I'm not. But here's the thing about it. Let's use both of them together real quick before I move to new stuff. The reason I'm not on fire anymore because this person doesn't draw me. See, it don't take much to set somebody on fire. It's just words. And just like a fireplace, just like a barbecue pit, or just like a campfire, you want the fire to keep going? That's easy. What do? Add more wood. The problem is I'm not in love with you. I don't want to feel like I want to be with you anymore because you don't add any more wood. You don't take me anywhere like you what? Used to. You don't buy me nothing like you used to. You don't say the stuff that you used to say like you used to. Why? Because you stopped adding what? Wood. Stop adding the wood. Look at your neighbor and say, keep adding wood, keep adding wood. Yeah, all my little young couples. I'd like to give a shout out real quick to the Derek and Amari Anderson. They little newlyweds. I did their wedding a couple of weeks ago. Hey, Pastor just gave you another secret. Keep adding the wood. Your fire, think about it, will never what? Die out. Doing a lot of marriage counseling right now. Got another little couple as well, the Fortenberry and Funch is back there. Hopefully be the first 21 I want to be doing y'all with. Might even bring a little log, just to remind you, hey, keep adding some wood. Think about it. And all my couples who've been married for a long time are those who, you know I'm talking about, have been married. See, I would still be married. He kept adding wood. The stove done got cold. I'm just being honest. All right, so keep it up. Nobody wants to stay in a cold relationship or in a cold house. Add some wood. Get it real toasty and warm around here. I'm just being real. You feel good. You feel comfortable. Yeah, I'm not just cold in here. You can't sleep, rest good. It's cold. All right, let's get to some new stuff here. Let me move on. Exodus, let's go back to Moses. Exodus 3. Let's go to Exodus 3. Yeah, add some wood. Yeah. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You ain't add no wood. Yeah, still want something to burn. No. I have no problem lighting your fire if you light my fire. Yeah, just add some wood. All right. Okay, so we left off on verse 3. Let's pick up Exodus 3 and 3. We left off on verse 3, and I got 4 and 5 and 6, and there's a lot of meat I got to get to you on these bones. We're talking about the fire and desire. God gave this man a desire. And you got to remember now, Moses left Egypt when he was 40. Moses had 3 spans of 40 years. He lived to be 120. He left Egypt at 40. He dwelled in the wilderness for 40, and then God sent him back to Egypt to free the children of Israel. Then he went back to the wilderness for 40. So right now, at this particular state, this man is actually 80. For all my people who over 50, talking about, well, you know, my life is what it is now. No, you just don't have no fire. You hadn't found something or found someone who lit and lights your fire. Trust me. It's amazing. You see some people, they call them, which I differ. I'm 49 years old. I'm proud of it. About to be 50 and 21. I'm going to let them have it. I always wondered what I was going to look like at 50. Now I know. Dang good. Dang good. That's exactly how I look at 50. But my point is, I come to realize you got people who talk about people who at 50 years old or whatever have these quote-unquote midlife crisis. No, I'm here to tell you, Dr. Ellis, this is professional and personal opinion, all right? Dr. Ellis says there's no such thing as midlife crisis. Here's the real deal, Holyfield. That person has found someone who light. That's all it is, baby. That's all it is. They changed their clothes, changed their look, they changed their house, they changed their car. They went from a big old car to a two-door coupe. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with you? You trying to be young? No, fool. I'm on fire. That's all it is. There's no such thing as a midlife crisis. There's no such thing as somebody trying to act young. No. You ever notice that when you're not on fire, you're actually acting older than you really are? Life just, what's up with you? You just dragging and just, yeah, you're not on fire. But there's no such thing as midlife crisis. You on fire right now, go out and do your thing. I'm too old for that. Say who? You ain't too old for nothing. Nothing get old but clothes and those things come back. I'm telling you. Live your life. This man's about to live his life. He was telling God, I can't do this and can't do that. And God says, shut up. Literally, it's in the Bible. God says, shut up. Don't be saying what you can't do. It's the fear. You telling yourself, I've missed it. I can't have it. Yes, you can. You just too scared to go get it. That's it. That's to be honest with yourself. You're too scared to go get it. I would go get this, but what they gonna say? Who's they? Let me tell you what I found with that child. You ain't thinking about them, and they ain't nobody thinking about you. You actually think people actually thinking about you? That is the most egotistical. You actually, let me look at the camera. You actually think people think about you? You think people are up worried about you? No. People are worried about them. They not worried about you. Nobody care about what you wearing, what you driving, what you got. People worrying about you. Yeah, they ain't worrying about themselves. They ain't worrying about you. And the people who worry about you just ain't got no life. I'm so busy worrying about me. I ain't thinking about you. You actually think I'm thinking up 11:59 thinking, what about, don't even cross my mind. Don't even cross my mind. I'm thinking about me. Be honest. Do you actually think about, what is the past? You ain't thinking about me. Come on, stop. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. You think about me when you see me. That's about it. Now, God drop you in your mind. You'll say a quick prayer, and back to you go. God bless the pastor. All right, so what I'm thinking about me? You back on you again. That's okay. I get that. You ain't thinking about me. People are thinking about you. So get on with your life. Okay, if you 55, 65. And for those who've been married, and be honest with you, can I just say something real quick? For those who've been married for 3, 4 times, go for number 5. No, really. What? You've been beat up and disappointed that bad and now you quit? I mean, I still got faith and you really go for it. I still got faith. You can still find that love. Here's why. Because you still desire it. Now, if you say, look, well, I got beat down enough. I'm done with this stuff. Okay, then cool. But if you go, I got to be honest with you. Ralph didn't work out right, and Ricky didn't work out right, and Bobby didn't work out right, but I still think there's a Johnny out there. Then go for him. I'm serious. Y'all playing. Go for him. Don't worry about what other people say. Once again, they ain't thinking about you. Go for it. And don't let nobody kill your desire. You still want to be married, be married. If you're 60 years old, 65 years old, why not get married? There's some people out there still want to get married. Yeah, no? You don't get married? Do I got anybody over here? Do I got anybody here that's over 60 that's single? You don't want to be married no more? Oh, I thought so. What about you? All right then, praise the Lord. See what I'm saying? Old folks say tell the truth and shame the devil. Yeah. So when I end my prayer today, I'm going to be praying when God send y'all somebody. For real. Life is so much better. You still got the desire. If you got the desire, then give it to him, and he said he'll give you desires of your heart. I still desire this. Yeah, and if people say, no, I'm cool. I just want to go ahead and knit and quilt and be with cats. Knock yourself out. That ain't for me. I need somebody. I need somebody. And I need to be somebody's. That's just me. All right, let's get back to Moses. Can we get back to Moses? Glory be to God. Y'all going to get it too, because y'all was honest when y'all heart. Y'all going to get what y'all desire. Amen. Amen. Glory be to God. Oh, my God. Life is so much better. The Bible clearly states this. 2 is better. It ain't no joke. That's the truth. That's the Bible. 2 better. So if you want your life to get better, just find God send somebody. God send you somebody. Glory be to God. All right, Exodus 3. What did I say, Pastor? We're going to get back to verse 3. What I said? All right. Exodus 3. Verse 3. Let me get back to here. All right. Exodus 3:3. Is it up there on the screen? There it is. Okay. Then Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush does not burn. Then Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight. So notice, he cannot see it, something great, until he turns. We talked about that last week. We'll finish up right here. You cannot see something great till you turn. Nothing will be great until you turn. Another word for turn, until you change. I am the way I am. I ain't changing. See, that's why you ain't going to see nothing great. Maybe I won't be so tough like I've been tough. Sometimes life is just a little adjustment. There's a big difference. You ever notice, ladies, there's a big difference than baking a cake at $3.50 and baking it at $3.75. It don't sound like a whole lot. It's an adjustment. It is some things in our life we just need to make an adjustment. We make a big deal about change. I don't want you to change. Can you just make an adjustment? Maybe don't say that as much. Maybe don't go there as much. Maybe don't eat as much. Maybe don't. Are you with me? Just an adjustment. Look at your neighbor and say, just make an adjustment. Yeah, because we fight about change. I ain't changing for nobody. I'm 40 years old. I'm 50 years old. I'm 60 years old. And see, that's why you are the way you are. Just adjust a little degrees. I'm not asking you to turn the AC off. Just bump it down a little bit. Just bump it down. Bump the heat up a little bit. That's all I'm saying. I'm constantly making adjustments for myself. I got to make adjustments. I gotta make adjustments. If I want to get better, I gotta make some adjustments. That's all. But don't fight change. I ain't changing. Okay. Remember now, if you don't change, nothing change. You're the catalyst. When you change, everything around you change. You got to change. Just make some adjustments. Like I say, maybe the word change is so strong for people, but make an adjustment. Maybe I won't do that as much. Maybe I won't say that as much. Maybe I'll watch this from here on out. Yeah, just make an adjustment. So he says, and now I will turn aside and see this great sight. Now, I have some notes here. I told you, what gets your attention sets you on fire. What gets your attention sets you on fire. I told you that. I told you also, where the attention goes, the power flows. I told you last week as well that the reason why the bush, remember he says, I will turn and see this great sight to see why the bush does not burn. And I put here, why the bush is on fire but not burning. It's because passion and power stays lit without dying, and letting outside influence not infect you, but let the inside influence affect you. If that makes any sense. You know, because outside influences can really put your fire out. Why are you doing that? Why are you going here? Yeah, they fanning you out. So now, remember now he's saying, I see this bush on fire, but why it's not burning? Burning means being consumed. Just a matter of time, it'll burn itself out. Yeah, so we talked about that last week. I also told you at the end of the day, it is sustained. You must sustain yourself internally and not externally. All right? Then I also told you at the end of the day, he says, I will now turn, I will now change. I told you that you must be willing to make a commitment to changing and becoming. You must make a decision, because he made a decision. Most people don't want to make a decision. We talked about that last week. Most people don't want to make a decision. They want the decision to be made for them. And I've come to realize at 49 years old, now I'd rather make a decision, because you making a decision for me might not be in my best interest. I'm just being honest. So I'd rather make it, if I'm going to fall, let it be on my call. That's all I'm saying. Therefore, I know nobody made a fool of me, because I made the decision. Decision must be intentionally. All your decisions must line up with it. So in other words, if you make a decision today and say, I'm going to start my own business, that means every decision you make from here on out must line up with the decision you made to start your own business. In other words, I'm going to start my own business. Therefore, I cannot be going out looking for other jobs, because I already made a decision. What? I'm going to start my own business. I can't be moved by my bills and situations now, so I don't know if I'm going to start my own business. See, I thought I made a decision. So I cannot be moved by the outside circumstances. See what I'm saying? I got to still stay on fire. Otherwise, I'll let the external stuff start to burn me up. Am I making sense? Once you make a decision, stick with it. Stick with it. I've come to realize that's literally what it means when God says, be still and know that I am the Lord. Be still. Don't move. You made a decision. Why'd you move? Well, it looked like it wasn't coming. You moved. It was coming. Nobody told you along here to move. Stay there. You got to stick with it. When you change, you will see change. He says that when I turn, I'll see this great sight. So without him changing, he would never see this great sight. You will see better because you've gotten better. You can't stay the same and expect better. That don't make any sense. You stay the same, things should still be what? You got worse, things will get. So it's really you. I've never gotten mad at the world. I've never got mad at other people. Other people ain't got nothing to do with me. It's just me. It's just me. Oh, they've used me. No, they didn't. They didn't use you. They didn't use you. They didn't. You just weren't smart enough to see it. That's it. Take the lesson and move on. Take the lesson and move on. Don't take the hurt with you. Here's the hurt. Well, I'll make sure nobody ever does me like that. Well, see, now you're going to come in with the next person all raggedy. Let it go. Learn the lesson. Say, next time I'll ask this question. One of my mentors told me a long time ago, if you ever want a good answer, ask a good question. If you want a great answer, ask a Great question. So whatever they got you on, all my single women, whatever they got you on, you make sure you go in the next relationship and ask this guy for sure. Hey, what about this? What's your vision for this? What's your plans for this? Because I didn't ask this other joker. He drugged me 3 years. I'm just being honest. Take the lesson. And if you're taking the lesson and you learn from it, you still gain something. You still should be better, not bitter. I'm going to say it again. You should be better, not bitter. Bitter ain't going to get you nowhere. Bitter will keep you single. I'm just telling you. All right. So let's go to verse 4. Get verse 4. So watch this. Verse 4. This is good stuff. So when the Lord saw that he turned aside to look. I say I got to read together because otherwise you're going to miss it. Then Moses, verse 3 says, then Moses said, I will now turn aside. I will now change. I will now start to work on myself. I will start to make the adjustments that's needed to have a better life and see this great sight. So I cannot see this great sight unless I make a decision to start to change, to start to get better, to start to becoming the person I want to be. Then I'll see something great. See, so it goes together. Why this bush does not burn. Verse 4 says, so when the Lord saw that he turned aside to look, God called to him from the midst of the bush. Notice, had he not turned, God wouldn't have called him. Some of y'all said, I don't know my calling. You ain't turned yet. You ain't changed yet. You have not committed to making a decision and sticking with it yet. When the Lord saw that he what? Turned. Watch this. Not turning. Most people say, well, I'll change when things get better. No, when you change, things get better. When the Lord saw he turned, not was turning or was about to turn, no, he turned. So that means he made a commitment to his future. Then God said, all right, since you move, I'll move now. When you going to move, God? I've been praying. When you going to move? God said, you ain't moved, baby. Without faith, you can't please me. I want to be more happier. Okay, well, then do things that makes you happy. I know you ain't waiting on somebody to come make you happy. You really going to be miserable. When the Lord saw he turned aside to look, God called to him from the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said what? Here I am. There's some good stuff. Write this down here. There's some good stuff here. Write this down. 1, God saw he turned. By showing his faith, he pleased God. What do you want to make a change? I mean, what's the date? The 20th? We got 11 more days for the new year. What do you want to make a turn? And most of us, we already know we need to change. Don't let the devil talk you out of it. He want to keep you where you at. You say, I need to work on this. And when you work on something, don't work on it for somebody else. Work on it because of you. Don't try to please somebody else. That's a true way to being unhappy. All right. Write this down. When you turn to, you also turn from. Watch this. When I turn to being healthy, I just turn from eating a whole lot of fruit, eating a whole lot of sweets, eating a whole lot of junk. See, I've turned to something, and by me committing to turning to something, I've also turned away from something. A lot of people say, I'm going to turn from this. No, don't turn from that. That ain't going to hold you long. Turn to something better, and you'll discard that. I'm turning to, simple analogy, I'm turning to losing 10 pounds. Okay, well, I didn't turn from, I don't eat that no more. I ain't going there no more. Right. So once you turn to, you turn from. Of course, you know this one here, faith without works. Yeah. Also, watch this now. He wanted to see the fire. So verse 4 says, so when the Lord saw that he turned aside to look, God called to him. Write this down. Your fire is your calling. Your fire is your calling. Whatever sets you on fire, that is your calling. You ain't got to wonder, Lord, is it you? Yeah, it's him. I'm on fire. Moses said, I will turn to see this great sight. I will turn to see this great sight. Write this down. Your perception determines your reception. Your perception determines your reception. Most of you can't hear nothing because you can't change the way you see things. You see things so negative. That's why you hear nothing but negative. The world's just messed up. There's no good men. There's no good women. See that? I already tell me you're on the wrong channel, Slick. You're on the wrong channel. Of course there's a lot of good men out there. There's a lot of good women out there. You kidding me right now? A lot of good jobs out there. Come on, stop it. You're just on the wrong frequency. Your perception, meaning your vision, determines your reception. Now, once he changed and made a decision and changed his perception, it changes his reception. His reception is now he heard the Lord calling him. I feel the Lord is, you hear people say, I just feel the God is not speaking to me. Come on, we've heard everybody say that in church. I feel the Lord is not speaking to me. Yeah, he's speaking to you, but you don't see things right. You decided you don't want to change yet. According to here, he says that when you change, he starts speaking. Or could it be that he was always speaking, but since you hadn't changed, remember that, without him turning, he don't see it. Could it be that since you hadn't changed, you don't really see your life being blessed more than you really think it is? Write this down. Don't miss your name being called. Don't miss your name being called. The Lord, after he saw he turned, he said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here I am. Write this one down. Answer your calling. Don't hide from it. You hear people say all the time, man, like in church, I know the Lord been calling me, but, I've been running. It's not like it's a badge of honor. Are you crazy? So you've been delaying your life all this time, and you even know it? I'm just getting myself together. Baby, you can't get yourself together. None of us can. Not without God. You can't get yourself together. I see people on the highways and byways all the time inviting to church. Well, I get my life together. When I get myself together, then I'm going to come to church. No, baby, you come to church. You make the decision. You turn. Then you get your life together. It don't work the other way around, baby. Yeah, don't miss your name being called. Don't miss your name being called. Don't hide from it. Write this down. Moses said, here I am. I've come to realize this, and put this in quotes. Write this down. Wherever I go, there I am. Wherever I go, there I am. Moses on the backside of the mountain. David said, if I descend to the pits of hell, you there too. You can go to the top of the mountain. You can go to the bottom of the pit. God is still there. I am is still there. I am is still there. Here I am. Here I am. The calling. Miss your calling. I got about 2 or 3 minutes left. Let's go to Romans 8:30. Let's go to Romans 8:30. Romans 8:30. We're talking about the calling. Moreover, whom he predestined, those he also what? Come on, y'all reading or y'all still writing? I'm okay if y'all still writing. Look what it says in Romans 8:30. Moreover, whom he predestined, these he also. So he called Moses. Watch this. He called Moses in the burning bush, right? He said, Moses, Moses, right? He called Moses in the burning bush, right? Now watch this now. It says, moreover, whom he predestined, these he also called. So when God calls you, he already have a destiny for you. Had Moses not turned, had he not changed, had he not made some adjustments, he would have missed his calling. Had he missed his calling, he'd have missed what God had already destined for him. You know, people say this here, real talk. You know, people say, I just feel God got more for me. Right? They don't mind saying that, but they won't change. He do have something better for you. He always have something better. But in order for you to get better, you got to get better. I sit over here. In order for you to get better, you got to get better. See, Moses got better, and that's why things got better. Make a commitment to you to get better. I'm waiting on the Lord to do it. God ain't going to do it. God is not going to do it. God didn't make Moses turn. He didn't make Moses change. He just set something on fire. Y'all know we like a good fire. We like a good traffic. You can't even drive good. It just gets your attention. It just does. So he set something on fire in your life. So those whom he predestined, he also called. Whom he called, oh my God, watch this. Whom he called, these he also what? Justified. Oh my God, y'all not getting this. Y'all not getting this. Y'all not getting this. What this means, this verse here is, if he now, watch this, this is Moses' life. When he called Moses, he already approved Moses. Oh, you're not hearing me. When God calls you and shows you what he wants you to do, you say, oh, I ain't qualified to do that. Baby, if he called you, it's like a job. Hello, may I speak to John, please? This is John. John, are you still looking for the job? Well, yes, I am. See, you already approved. You don't have to sell yourself. This is not let's make a deal. This ain't one of my promise on my mama grave type of deals. I'm talking to somebody. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You don't have to make a deal with God. When he called you, you already approved. I mean, when he called me to ministry, I said, I don't have no background. He said, shut up. I'm going to give you a background. I'm going to give you a background. Don't worry about it. But I know I've already approved you. I wouldn't have called you. Some of you got to put a fire about a job or a business. You're like, I don't hardly know nothing about that. If it's a fire, he already called you. He already approved you. You got to understand now, if he's giving you the vision, remember now, he said, let me turn so I may what? See what? Great things. I know God got great things for me. You know what I'm saying? I got to turn though. Now, if he give me the vision, he must give me the provision. How am I going to pay for my rent? How am I going to get my business started? How am I going to do this? Don't worry about that. If you see it, that means he already gave it to you. He already gave it to you. Don't try to do it on your own. It must be big enough to where you can't do it without God. That's how you know it is God. Yeah, if you could do it, then that's your deal. But if you can't do it without him, that's his deal. Then if that's his deal, the way I like to say it like this. If it's his deal, remember we were talking about with James last week, and James says you will conceive it. And we talk about the conception. We don't have to go back there anymore, right? But we get the conception, right? Watch this. So if he gave me the concept, then this baby I'm carrying is his baby. Are you hearing me, Mary? I'm talking to Marys now. Are you hearing me? It's his baby. Then let that baby daddy take care. Oh, you're not hearing what I'm saying. It's his baby. My job is to carry it. I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. I don't know how I'm going to get there. But I know what he showed me. I know what he told me. I heard him. So, Lord, I'm carrying it. Carrying it by what? By faith. I saw myself at the altar. I saw myself in the labor room. I saw myself walk across the stage. I saw myself with hands of keys. I saw myself drive. That's his baby. Let that baby dad take care of his baby. Woo. I got a bit warm. Yeah, you worrying about how you going to take care of the baby. It's his baby. You just carrying it. And he'll send you angels. He'll send you angels in time that you really want to avoid it. You're not hearing me. Can I be real? There's times I've contemplated about aborting this baby because I don't know how I'm going to be able to take care of it. I got enough on me as it is. And as soon as you get ready to have one of them doubts and by your breaking point, he sent an angel to minister to you. And you say, well, I guess I can keep it a little longer. I can walk a little longer. That which don't kill me makes me stronger. Lord, I believe you. And here's why. When he sent the angel, you know that's him telling you, don't give up. It's about to happen. Though it tarry, it shall surely come to pass. Don't look like it lie. It shall surely speak the truth. Stay with it. Stay with it. You made a decision. He showed you. Don't give up on him. Don't give out on him. Don't give out on him. If he gave you the vision, he got to provide. He got to get the provision. Are you with me? Whom he called, these he also justified. You approve. You know one thing I love about, let me say this here. One thing I love about when God gives you a vision, when God calls you, as the scripture says here, You don't have to try to prove nothing to him like you do everybody else. Everybody else, you got to try to prove. No, I am worthy of this, and I got this, and I know this, and I've done this, and you know what I've been through. You got to plead your case. You ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to say nothing to God. All you got to say to God is, here I am. Who will go for me? Here I am. Send me, Lord. I'll do it. I'll say it. I'll go. Everybody else, we got to convince why I deserve this and why I should have this. God said, you ain't got to convince me of nothing. Isn't that something? When we're in the flesh, we got to convince everybody else. When we're in the spirit, God just has to convince us. Isn't that crazy? You're like, I just find it hard to believe. Right, we just do. We just find it hard to believe that I can have a better life. I find it hard to believe that I can get past all this. I want to, but I don't see how. And that's it. That's our problem. I don't see how. Remember, Moses said, I want to turn and see why. Why this bush doesn't burn. Why? Why I don't have this, and why I don't have this, and why I don't have that. Why? I'm a good person. I'm a good Christian. I love the Lord. I do this. Why? Remember that when he turned back and said, I want to see why. And don't we ask ourselves at times, why, Lord? Why? Why? And see, I think we ask the why because we don't know how. You're not hearing what I'm saying. We ask the why all the time because we don't see how. But if we take ourselves out the how business, then we never will question the why business. Stay out of the why business. In Isaiah 55, he said, my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. As the heavens is above the earth. Your elevator don't go up that high. Stay out of this. Stay out of this. I know what I'm doing. And you got to trust that he knows what he's doing. And he'll always answer the why. He'll always answer. So don't question him. He'll answer it. Because as we go throughout life, and the old saying says, as I look back over my life, those are all the answers to all the whys. Don't question God. He loves you. Those who he predestined, those he called. Whom he called, he also justified. And whom he justified, these, not those, but these who answered the call, these he also glorified. In the word glory, you find the word praise. People will praise you because you answered your call. Don't let those situations and bills and relationships and whatever hinder you from answering God's call. He's already approved you. He's already justified you. You're already equipped. You're already equipped. You're already equipped. Could I give you one more and we're done? Just one more. Just one more. Y'all know I get the roll. Philippians 1:6. And then we're done. I'm gonna close my Bible up just to make sure. I'm going to close it up just to make sure. Somebody said in the spirit, thank you, Lord. I heard them. Because y'all know I get excited. I get excited because God has done this so many times in my life. And I just want him to continue to see it, show you in your life. Watch this. Philippians 1:6 and Dr. Ellis is done. Watch this. Being what? Confident of this very thing. That he who has begun a good work in you will complete it until the day of Jesus Christ. I come to realize until the day of Jesus Christ, of Jesus returning, that's called also throughout several verses in the Bible, that's also called that day. When he comes back, it's referred to as that day, or it's also called the day of the Lord. So it's okay for me to now swap it out and goes, being confident of this very thing, that he who has begun a good work in you will complete it until that day. Y'all know that day. All is forgiven that day. All was worth it that day. Being what? Confidence in this what? Very thing. Whatever that thing you're trusting God for, be confident in it, baby. Don't give up. Don't give out. For God I live and God I'll die. But I'll die for what? This very thing. Life ain't worth living without this thing. What is this thing you so desire? You want it so bad, you're willing to die for it. Or how can I say it? You're dying without it. It just ain't the same. I don't want to do anything. Yeah, see, it's got you. What is it that you said, if I got this, my life would be worthwhile? If I got this, I would be excited. What is that very thing? And then hold on to it. Be confident that he who has begun a good work in you, he will complete it. So that means it ain't going to be up to you on how it gets done. Remember the how? It ain't up to you. He will get it done. He determines the how, not you. People walk up to you, somebody can prophesy to you, say, God's got this for your life. Yeah, but how is that going to happen? See, it's normal though. Why? Because remember when Gabriel came to Mary? He told her, he says, you will have God's child. You will be the mother of God's child. She said, how could this be? Says, I know not a man. How is this going to happen? God's in the miracle business, baby. God's in the miracle business. That's why when he does something, it's called supernatural. See, we go to the natural. How can this naturally happen? It cannot naturally happen. It can supernaturally happen. So you got natural and then you got super. So when he said in Isaiah 55, my ways ain't your ways, as the heaven is above the earth is natural. The earth is natural, trees and grass and herbs, and then you got the heaven, which is what? Supernatural. Don't trust the natural, trust the super. I need something super. Look at your neighbor and say, I need some super. Yeah, I got a car now. I can't put regular unleaded in. He gets to jerking and won't even shut off. I can't do regular. I got to do super. I can't do that cheap gas. My car get to knocking. I can't do it. It was built for super. It's in the gas tank. Don't put nothing less than this in there. Are you on your own? You void all warranties. You on your own. Hey, Lord, it's super. 2 something. Yeah, 2. Sometimes 3. It is what it is. It's super. The super calls. Super calls. Super calls. So that day, be confident that God will complete the good work. And I'm going to leave with this nugget, and then we're going to bow our heads. I'm going to leave with this nugget here. What Mr. Moses didn't know, what he didn't know, is that when God spoke to him in the burning bush and set him on fire, what he didn't know is God had already prepared him. Did you get that? We think that when he called us, we ain't prepared. I'm telling you that when God calls you, you are already prepared. The man had been in the wilderness for 40 years already. The man had led sheep for 40 years. God said, there's time for you to lead people. But I've already prepared you because I've already justified it. Oh, you're missing it. Why use justifying? Justifying is a legal term in court because we have an enemy called the brethren accuser. Why you about to bless him? That ain't right. No, it's just. It's just because he already been through the sacrifice. He's already been through the suffering. She's already been through a lot. She is ready for this. I couldn't just give it to her because she ain't been through nothing. So when she's justified and when I finally bless her, now I can get what I really want. And that's 2 things God wants. God wants his glory and he wants a testimony. He wants a testimony. That's what he wants. You're justified. The boy was already prepared. He just didn't know it. You're already ready. You just answer God, here I am. And be confident in this very thing, that he shall complete a good work in you. He gonna complete it, not you. I come to realize that if he's gonna complete it, then it's really not mine. It's his. It's his. It's his. So God has something for you he wants to do for him. It don't get no better than that. That's what it means to be in the will of God.